Well, okay. Welcome back again, except not really. I've got my counter going this time, so I should be able to actually make a proper video of a proper length. But the problem is, how do I explain this? An hour and 40 minutes of footage is actually missing. I've tried everything I can to get it to actually sync up correctly, but the video ends before the audio. It's too fast. I think it's missing keyframes or something. I don't actually get what happened, but it was an hour and 40-minute session. Turns out that doing the zoom thing that I said I was going to go ahead and do causes this to happen. I tested it out a couple of times afterwards, and that was the problem. So as you can see, it's the full screen this time again, because I can't actually do the zoom thing apparently. That's okay. At 720p, everything appears to be pretty legible, I think. If it isn't, sorry about that. Hopefully you can at least see what's going on in the actual game. So I'm going to try to explain everything that I did in that hour and 40 minutes that's missing, which would have been like 5 episodes, so this is really kind of shit. I really wish I would actually... I don't know, it really sucks because I was kind of thinking about going ahead and doing them once a day, since I can apparently do them that much, but I have a couple hours before work today. I might be able to get just as much done today, and hopefully all throughout next week I'll get tons done, and I'll have tons of videos to post, so might be able to make up for it. Well, not make up for it, but at least it won't be that big of a deal. So I'm going to explain everything I did. Well, I believe when I left off before, I was still having trouble with the characters turning towards each other, so let me turn off a couple of things that I've done so that I can get it... Well, I don't want to break it exactly, but I'm going to go ahead and I want them to let me find the right thing. It's in here someplace. Ah, here it is. I'll just get rid of this part. There. Okay, so as you can see, now they're displaying their health, and if I can get, I guess, get some of these guys to target these other guys. I actually think this doesn't work either. If I press right again, yeah, it'll go to that guy instead. I don't know why. I'll figure that out. It's just a problem with something else. But okay, so and they'll move around and as you can see, they're turning towards each other correctly, even at oh, let's see if I can see. He's facing around that 0 area, and he's facing correctly and everything. That's all fixed. It's a really well, it ended up being a fairly complicated fix, and but in the end, there's these, I made some scripts that do a couple of things, and those had to be repeated a couple of times, and they, but in the end, basically what happens is, if they're facing near, within, the speed at which they could turn, subtracted from and added to the, that range of where they need to turn to. If they're within that range, they'll just snap to it. For some reason, making it so that they snap to it when they go past didn't seem to work, but this is what I ended up with. I seriously, I have a horrible memory. I can't remember when I said any of what, so as far as, I don't know, this should make sense. I think that's where I left off before that hour and 40 minutes. But I fixed all that, and then I also turned back on display of health, and I added in attacking, so when they're facing each other correctly, they should be able to fight. And they do. They lose health, and then they die. They destroy themselves and remove themselves from the game's list of characters. But, of course, that means new bugs. Let's just, there. See, that guy died, and that was fine. Sure. But then suddenly, hey! This appears to happen. I think this guy died. It's hard to tell. All these guys are red, and maybe I should make it a dark red or something for the health meters and make them appear above. I can make the game draw them so that they definitely appear higher up. But as is, you can't tell what's going on, but that's okay. I'll fix that later. What's important is looking at this piece of code that this is referring to and figuring out what happened. So when I made the attacking, when I add that in, maybe I'm starting to have a cold. When I added in the attacking, they I also had to make it so that they destroyed themselves and ruined themselves from the game. And in theory, they should remove themselves from this list right here of characters that the game knows exists. And that should work. I made the code, I checked it, it looked like it should work. And it did work sometimes. But something in a character on line 24 is checking this variable and it's not existing. And it makes you wonder if it's looking at the wrong instance, and I'm wondering if the instance ID changes when you destroy an instance. That might make sense. And I have a way to check testing this. I don't know if I might actually end up just leaving this in this way. If this is the way it works and this is the way it works, I'll just tell them not to destroy themselves when they die. And instead I'll just make them visible as false. And now they'll become invisible. And I should also make them, I should make it so that they I'll just get rid of player control for them. So this way, there. Now you shouldn't be able to control them either, hopefully. So yeah, you can't click on them because they're not player control. And I'll also make it so that I'll actually, I don't know how HP is going to end up working yet. I have no idea because I have some vague idea of how a lot of the systems work, but you know, it's something I'll have to tweak as I go along. So as far as I know, you might be able to have negative HP and still be alive. I have no idea. It might work like in Dungeons and Dragons, where you where you have to, where once you get to a certain negative HP, you bleed out and die. Or maybe, I don't know. I really have no idea. So instead, I'm going to go into characters. I'm going to add next to HP and say dead is false. And then when they die, dead is true. Ta-da! And then I'll make it so that anything that tries to interact with them skips them. Well, in theory they should be skipped because they're no longer in the list. So I don't have to worry about that, but I do have to worry about them being able to be clicked. In theory, if they're not visible, they're not clickable. So I'll just add one more addendum to this and say and C dot and not C not dead. There. So now the thing you've right-clicked on is not dead. So that means it's actually something you can interact with. That might not be enough, but hopefully it'll be enough to at least fix this problem I'm having. Okay. Oh my god, they're attacking. They're attacking. Ah, kill them in the face. Kill him. Oh, kill him. Oh my god. Oh, I know why that happened. No, not game. Character. Here we go. HP is less than 0 and not dead. There. Actually, come to think of it, they shouldn't do any of this stuff as long as they're dead. So we'll say, if not game pause and not dead. So as long as, if the game's not paused and you're not dead, go for it. That's what that says. Otherwise, we should get them moving around and then attacking each other and trying to get each other in the face with their pointy sticks or whatever they have. Not that you can tell. Okay, that guy died. There goes another one. Oh, but he's still selected. So I'll have to fix that too. But that's, like I said, this is just, you know. See, okay. Negative array index. Well, there's a lot of things I gotta fix, but at least I was right about that, I think. What it was probably doing was game or this death object that's created when when a character dies, one of those must have been trying to check for an enemy, and neither of them have that variable. So now that it doesn't actually destroy the character, it just makes them invisible and unselectable. That's fixed. But game doesn't do anything, like it doesn't change the selection. I'll have to make it so that when they die, we'll say this: if game.selected is well, okay, we'll say if not enemy. So if you're one of the player's characters and game.selected, so and you're the one that's selected and you die, we'll just say selected is 1. So now it should switch to the that one character. What might have happened is all my guys might have died and then it had an issue, which might make sense if it's well, no, it still wouldn't have been negative. I wonder what happened. It was on right click. It might have been because the guy I had selected didn't exist anymore, and it was trying to look at. That still would have been higher, not lower. Wouldn't have been negative. Oh well. We'll have to figure that out. So now it should switch the selected guy to somebody else when he dies. Maybe that's enough. Maybe that'll fix it. I don't know. We'll have to recreate the same situation, which might be impossible. Because that's just how shit rolls. Oh yeah, just go over there. Oh, he died. Go that way. Oh, here we go. Yeah, same thing again. Negative ray index. It doesn't say where. Maybe it's suppose you're removing them from the team, and maybe the number of characters in the team is somehow going to negative. Let's do a debug. Do it. We'll pause the game, and we'll have everybody tech somebody. Cool. We'll actually add a variable. We'll say I forgot. There. So that's the number of characters in Team 0. That's the number of characters in Team 1. Should be 5 and 5. That's correct. So let's see what happens. I have a spinner. I don't know how that happened. Oh, there we go. Oh, look at that. Nobody even died. Nobody. Everybody has green health. Well, maybe this guy died. I can ignore it and see what happens in the next step. It says 4. I mean, I don't get what that could be. There's 4 guys. That might not be the problem at all. Selected. I didn't change selected until just now. I was still getting the same problem, essentially. Oh, mysteries. Well, okay, we should get rid of that, what I did before, maybe. So I can rule it out. Index should be should mean that there's a negative number. Let's trying to look at means it's trying to look at less than the first item in the list, and that shouldn't even be. I mean, I looked at selected and everything. Let me see. Maybe it was because of the target. We already know that's fine. There was one. Oh, that didn't cause any problems that time. Or that time. Oh, and now they're chasing each other. Oh, see, these guys are all... See, my selected switched to that guy. That's on their fucking team. That shouldn't even happen. Why would that happen? Oh, this is all very confusing. That should literally be impossible. It's supposed to be drawing that rectangle around the guy on team 0. Maybe I just did the... Let me check if this script is actually correct. Maybe I put it in backwards someplace. No. Argument 0 never changes. That's the team. Right? Yeah, I didn't change it anywhere. It's the way it adds them. Okay. Let's look at the error again. That's always a good place to go if you get stumped. Let's see what. I'll just boop boop ba-doo, boop ba-doo, boop boo. Pack him. Fine. Okay. I really do feel like I'm kind of like coming down with something. Okay, so this is in the draw event of the game. It's getting a negative array index someplace in here. It doesn't tell me where, of course. Position 27. I just had to remember that. Position 27. Line 3. How can that be? The -1. Oh! I left that negative. Oh! When I made this remove from team, I made it so it sets it to -1 for the guy gets removed. And then it should go through the list and it should remove them, but it's not. Argument 1 is the guy that you're trying to remove. Argument 1 is the guy you're trying to remove. Argument 0 is the team that you're removing them from. So we're looking at, we're starting with the next guy. And as long as, oh, wait. This should be, yeah, because it's actually, the way it works, it starts at 1, so it has to be less than or equal to, just because of how I set it up. I put the 0th item is the number in the list. That might actually fix this. But I don't think that that has anything to do with it, come to think of it. It's a completely separate slip-up. Oh well. Oh, he's dead. Oops. Oh, see, it's got, I can't even select the right guy anymore. Oh, and there it goes. This time in the character again. Let's try to select them. Negative array index for the oh, actually it does tell you where it is. 0, select game selected. So again, it's got a negative array index. I don't know if that means it's selected that's negative, or if it's what this all comes out to that's negative. It doesn't tell me. There's still a lot of weird things going on here. But I'm pretty much, I guess I'm out of time for this video. I'd really like to be able to solve this mystery in this video, but I can't. So there you go. That's why we, I don't know. So, you know, go ahead and subscribe, and maybe next time we'll figure this out. And, so see you next time, I guess. See you tomorrow, I suppose, if I want to do these daily. Yeah.